one of the things I wanted to bring up, and I brought up the fact that I'm like a car person over and over again.
Nice.
Okay, so here is a new Mazda concept car,
Mm-hmm.
and here's my issue, and I'm gonna complain a little bit, but then I'm gonna say maybe we've all got our complainers. Maybe we've all got what we asked for. Okay, so this car is called the SP. It was in a Japanese car show.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like the butterfly doors, which I think are cool. I like non-normal doors sometimes. I think that's a nice change. Here's another view of it. I think it looks real sleek and sporty. You know, you got the big haunches in the back for the tires. It makes it look aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
The back end actually kind of reminds me of like a Lotus Elise a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think it looks awesome. And when I see stuff like this, I think, why don't they make that?
Yeah.
Because to go from a concept to an actual car that the rest of us can buy seems to be not something that normally happens. I want to say that the concept car, again, I'm sighing because I'm thinking they're not going to use this. But one of the things that Mazda has used in the past and has been kind of known for is they stepped outside of a conventional piston engine for a little while in a couple of their cars. And that is the rotary engine. They used a rotary engine. And the cool part about a rotary engine is that it's very small and can still create a lot of power.
Okay.
There's definitely pluses and minuses from a conventional piston engine to a rotary engine. It's not all positive. Some of the rotary engines have problems, but this one was going to be, or as a concept, it could be a hybrid rotary engine. And they said, besides responding like their other sports cars that have the rotary engines, it would also get better fuel economy. It should have faster takeoff. And because it's got basically a generator built in, they said you could plug it into your house and run it from your driveway and use it to power your house like a generator.
Oh, wow.
Which I find anytime anything's got more than one use, I think interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's gimmicky.
Yeah.
But the Ford F-150 Lightning works like this too, where if you buy a special, it's like an inverter for your house, and when you plug it in your car into it, it'll charge it when your house is receiving power from the grid or wherever you get your power from. And then if your power goes off, it can flip over and your house can power, or your truck can power the house. And just to see another company going, well, we could do that too.
Yeah.
I also want to say kind of retro cool. If you look at the headlights here, they're like old school flip up headlights.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure if I've got any of them with the any pictures of when the headlights are up. There they are.
Oh, okay. Oh,
it looks kind of cool, right?
Yeah,
it's not old school boxy,
Yeah.
but it's different.
Yeah.
So here's another one. This is the Mercedes-Benz concept car, and it's a driving car. Now, it doesn't do all the future tech stuff that they say it could do, but this back piece is active aero. So that would mean like on a 911, you might see like the wing come up and twist. That's what they're doing here. They're controlling the air flowing over the thing with these little hexagons. Here's what the interior could look like. Looks really futuristic. It's got a big side door on it like this.
Wow.
I don't know. I look at this thing and I think that is the coolest thing ever. It just looks futuristic.
Yeah.
Again, we're not going to see this car.
Yeah. It looks like a car from Tron.
Yeah. Well, I think they called it the Vision Avatar or something. I don't know if there was a tie-in with that. But the point is that we won't see that car.
Yeah.
So I find that kind of annoying. Like, why tempt us with these things? And, they'll say, well, we're just trying out, showing future ideas and trying to show how creative the company is. And, you might see little small things like maybe lights from a concept car end up in a production car, or a type of styling, or maybe a type of window or interior or something like that. And so they say, it's not like we're just losing the entire concept car.
Right.
But I see futuristic stuff like that, and I just think, how come we can't buy something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, now there's this one exception, and this is going to be a controversial car.
Okay.
And I think, you know, people are on the fence. I don't know anybody that's just like, okay, whatever. I think everyone's either like, that is the ugliest thing ever, or that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the car I'm talking about is the Cybertruck. I mean, it looks like what video games look like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like when you just have 8-bit graphics. There's
Mm-hmm.
no round anything to it. It's all hard edges.
Yeah.
And some people look at it and say, that looks awesome because
Mm-hmm.
it looks different. It looks like a concept car, right? But some people are like, that is the ugliest truck I've
Yeah.
ever seen. And so my deal is I was just thinking about all these concept cars that will never have a chance to drive in or ride in or
Mm-hmm.
buy or anything like that. But then one car company that seems to be backing up their weird ideas
Mm-hmm.
and just swinging for the fences and going, you know, I don't even know how weird this is going to be, but we're going to try,
Yeah.
is Tesla. But then you end up with
Yeah.
this. And I got to tell you, from a tech standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
like the motors are using, the batteries are using, they have a drive-by-wire system, rear wheel steer. This thing turns like a very small car, even though it's like the size of an F-150,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Although I feel like if I bought that, if I went to the grocery store with that, when I came out, there'd be a crowd around my
Yeah.
car.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want a crowd around my car. I just want to load up my groceries and go home.
Then you can't have like a interesting looking vehicle because a lot of people are going to be like, "Hey, what is this thing?"
No, I totally understand. And
Yeah.
it's sort of like if you, you know, had a supercar or something like that, and you took your Lamborghini to the grocery store,
yeah.
people would crowd around that too. But I'm not buying multiple cars.
Yeah.
I just kind of want one car that does the jobs that I need it to do.
Yeah.
Like here's an easy example. One of the, well, I guess I have two cars now that I've said that. I have a crappy beater truck I use for crappy things, and then I have a car I drive around. But my truck is just it's an F-150, and it's an older one, so it doesn't even have the step up. So there's no way to get into the bed easily. So I have a little step stool in the garage next to the truck, and anytime I got to get in the bed, I just kick that thing over with my foot and climb up. Well, a newer one would have the step you could pull out, which is nice.
Yeah.
This thing sits on airbags,
Oh.
and the back trunk lid comes down, and then you can hit a button and it'll bend down further, and then there's a sheet inside of it, like a metal piece that slides out, and then you can push a button in the truck and it'll kneel, and then you can just walk right up like a ramp.
Oh wow.
So you don't have
That's
to have
crazy.
ramps.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow. That's nice.
Which I think that feature's cool, but also I don't know. Maybe I need to ride in one. But
Yeah,
from the pictures, I just think, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah. It does look funny. Like it does look like it's out of a video game.
You know,
What?
Elon Musk kept making comments about Blade Runner, like this would be a truck that you'd see in Blade Runner. So, yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like what people in the 80s thought was the future,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I think it's kind of retro cool, but
Yeah.
retro futuristic cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's got to have some type of useful benefit, to be in this design,
Right.
But I don't know. I wouldn't buy it if it was available and I had a chance. I don't think I would.
Here's the thing. I think my next car is going to be electric,
Yeah.
and my truck is kind of a pile of crap. And so if I could get an electric truck that'll do both things that I want, then I would consider it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Okay.
very different.
Yeah.